Oh, yeah, such a pretty little ditty from way back when. David Gates and the Goodbye Girl from the movie of the same title right here on Music Radio. Totally 70s. It's America's number one. Well, it's 12 minutes after 9. I know I was supposed to be on at 9, but I got in the door a little bit late, and I said, you know what? I'm going to make it up to you. I'll play any song you want me to. You name it. If I have it, I'll play it for you. For the next half hour, here's Brooklyn boy Neil Diamond on 70s.
Song sung blue, song sung blue.
Music Radio, totally 70s. From the day I heard that song back in 1972, I fell in love with it. And as they always say, the rest is just music history. Neil Diamond's Song Sung Blue, right here on Music Radio, totally 70s. It's America's number one. Just the good songs. We play them in continuous long song sets. A better mix of the best music is here on 70s.
We've only just begun.
Music Radio, totally 70s, America's number one. Started out as a commercial, and Richard Carpenter made it into a platinum hit. It's 19 minutes after 9 o'clock here on 70s, and Maria Muldaur is here to play.
Midnight at the Oasis.
Oh, yes, all the way back to the year 1974. That's Maria Muldaur right here on Music Radio. Totally 70s. We are and always will be America's number one choice for better music. And, well, okay, Mibbit wanted to hear some Natalie Cole as we kick off the evening in style. We got the best music for the World Wide Web. Here's Our Love on 70s.
You're my morning star.
Music Radio, totally 70s. Yes, indeed, Mark. A legendary voice and a legendary sound right there. The late, great Natalie Cole. Right here on Most Music Radio. It's totally 70s. Mostly cloudy for the overnight. Lows around 66. Tomorrow, sunny skies. Going to be another hot day as we continue with this heat wave here in New York with a high around 88. 76 degrees. There's always a better song right here on Music Radio, totally 70s. It's America's number one choice for the best music. I wouldn't kid you. It's pure honesty with my fellow listeners. Here's Billy Joel.
If you search for tenderness, it isn't hard to find.
Music Radio, totally 70s. Billy Joel and honesty, a winning combination. It's about 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. It's Mr. 70s in for Jim Ferris tonight, and got music right now from the Bee Gees on 70s.
If ever you got rain in your heart, so darling, you run to me whenever you're down.
Music Radio, totally 70s, gets on the best variety, your favorite songs, the 70s, 80s, and yes, from time to time, a few great songs from the 60s. Got one for you right now from the Monkees on 70s.
Oh, I could hide neath the wind. Homecoming queen.
Music Radio, totally 70s. Now, I don't know whether Mark 1956 had that record or did I have it first. I just don't remember that far back. It's 20 minutes before 10 o'clock here on Music Radio, totally 70s. We got the songs that make you feel good and more of your favorite variety from the 70s, the 80s, and even the 60s. Here's Eddie and Crystal.
Just you and I, we made it, you and I.
Ah, yes, a very special song from around 1981. Eddie Rabbitt, Crystal Gale, You and I, right here on Music Radio. Totally 70s. It's 9:43. Mr. 70s, not trying to hurry anything along. No, just playing the tunes. If there's something you want to hear, just post it in the chat room, and I will get it on for you. Here's Journey on your 70s station.
Lying beside
Music Radio, totally 70s, America's number one. Got a chat room request and a beautiful power ballad all the way back to around the year 1976. Just can't get enough of Kiss and Beth right here on Totally 70s.
If I hear you calling.
Music Radio, totally 70s. If my memory serves me correctly, Mark, I do believe the late, great Mike Rorabow was the one who turned me onto that song the very first time, and I think it was back when he had his room downstairs in the basement of his house, and he had that 8-track player, and he popped this thing in, and he goes, I'm going to play this song for you, and you're going to fall in love with it the very first time you hear it. Man, he was right on target with that. It's 10 away from 10 o'clock here on Totally 70s, your weekend weather forecast. If you're in New York, New Jersey, or Fairfield County, Connecticut, we're going to see some clouds for the overnight. Lows around 66 tomorrow. The sun's going to come back out. It's going to be a scorcher as our heat wave in the New York metro continues with highs near 88. Tomorrow night, clear skies, a low near 65. And looking ahead to Monday, the clouds move in, but it's going to be a hot day. We have the chance of an afternoon shower with highs around 91. 75 in New York right now at Totally 70s.
New music and your friends, totally 70s.
Oh, yes, a slice of Canadia's finest right there with Burton Cummings and the Guess Who right here on Music Radio. Totally 70s. It's America's number one, playing all the songs that make you feel good again. Got some Fleetwood Mac inside our long set right here on 70s.
She broke down and let me in.
There's something about that LP called Rumours that makes you come back for more. It's 4 minutes in front of 10 o'clock. You've got Music Radio, totally 70s. It's America's number one choice. Gang, they just don't make radio like this anymore. And we've got you inside another long set of your favorite songs back to back. Bob Seger is in stereo on 70s.
A gypsy wind is blowing warm tonight.
Well, you know how it is, gang. Some people just take a little bit longer than others to realize that I'm on the air. Hey, Thumper.
Serving the internet.
Oh, yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Jim Ferris has the night off. You got Saturday night with Mr. 70s, and the best music rolls on.
More music. Totally 70s. New York. Mr. 70s on the Totally 70s Radio Network. Oh, DiMarco, it's great. Excellent. Number
Oh, yes, love it, I do. Summer of 1976 in Boskag sounded better than ever right here on Most Music Radio. It's the Totally 70s Radio Network, but you knew that. It's 5 minutes after 10 o'clock, along with Mr. 70s, just kind of hanging out here for a little while. I see Jim K's in the room. Okay, Jim, well, listen, you let me know when it's time for you to go on the radio, and I will just bow out gracefully. I promise you that. I also want to say hi to a bunch of people hanging out in chat room tonight. Matter of fact, a whole bunch of really cool people, and some great requests coming down the pike tonight as well. So thanks for joining us. Beekman, I know you mentioned something about America's I Need You, and as you can see over here on turntable number 2, we've got a K-Tel LP entitled Heartbeat of the 70s. Now, Jim K and I actually had a little conversation about K-Tel Records and, of course, Glenn in New Hampshire, about the quality of them. So let's just see if this thing can stand up to a regular pressing of America. I would say my odds are definitely going to be in America's favor and not in K-Tel's favor. But let's have that jingle and let's see how it sounds, right? Here we go.
Your music is totally 70s. We used to laugh. We used to cry.
Music Radio, totally 70s. You ain't kidding. They don't make songs like that anymore. Pretty little ditty from way back when, and America, right here on America's number one choice. You got totally 70s, uptown, downtown, midtown, or all around. It is still the best sound around. Here's Petula Clark on 70s.
When you're alone and life is making you lonely, you can always go downtown.
Oh, yes, the legendary sound of Petula Clark right here on Music Radio, totally 70s, America's number one. It's 11 minutes after 10 o'clock, and I guess Jim K's going to take the night off. He says he's had a rough day, and he needs some beauty rest. The more, the merrier, right, Jim?
Life goes on day after day. Here I'll stay.
Oh, yes, just a fine little piece right there from the 60s and Jerry and the Pacemakers right here on Music Radio. Totally 70s, America's number one. Just the good songs. They play one great song after another here on 70s.
I've been walking these streets so long.
On Music Radio, Totally 70s. Well, Beekman, I got to tell you one thing. You'd make a wonderful program director. It's 16 minutes after 10 o'clock. And Thumper, if you're out there in the chat room, I believe this song belongs to you. That being Lulu on 70s.
Those schoolgirl days.
The music sounds best right here on Music Radio, Totally 70s, America's number. Hey, I see Shaz just came in the room. It's 19 minutes after 10. Hi, Natalie. How you doing? I know what you're saying. I am sorry I'm late, Mr. 70s, but I was riding my bike. Oh, my God. I'm just kidding. It's 19 minutes after 10 here on Totally 70s, where the music always sounds best. We tell you time and time again, you can listen to any other radio station on the World Wide Web, but you flip on Totally 70s, and it always sounds better. If I told you why, I'd have to kill you. Cindy out there in the chat room, thanks for joining us tonight. And it's on vinyl, no less. It's KC by request on your 70s station. There it is, a big comeback record for KC back in 1983 on Music Radio, Totally 70s.
Radio.
Well, we got 23 minutes after 10, and Cindy G, I got to apologize to you because, honest to God, I get working and I just get kind of scanning around on the computer and I just don't acknowledge people's birthday. And I know every time my birthday comes around, you're probably one of the very first people to acknowledge my birthday. So, happy birthday, Cindy. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. All right, anyway, happy birthday from all of us here at the Totally 70s Radio Network. Glad I could play your KC record for you. And if there's something else I can do, just let me know about it. It's 10:24 on 70s.
70s guy.
Hello.
Mr. 70s. Totally 70s.
Oh, yeah, so we got the best music for your Saturday night. Nobody gives you more music, and we are playing proof of it. Yep, we just give you continuous long music sets of the best songs that other radio stations completely forgot about. Here's Joe Jackson on the Totally 70s Radio Network.
Sometimes you start feeling so lost and lonely.
Oh, I love it. I do. There's always a better song right here on Music Radio, Totally 70s. It's America's number one for fun. 10:28, Mr. 70s on a Saturday with The Circle.
I should have known.
On Music Radio, Totally 70s, when I think of the 60s and fun tunes, that one comes to mind right there, The Circle, Red Rubber Ball. It's 10:30 on Totally 70s as we give you a little folk rock with the Seekers right now, and I'll never find another you for you and the crew tonight hanging out on 70s. Thanks for joining us.
There's a new world somewhere.
Oh, yes, just a good old folk rock song. Sounds a lot like Peter, Paul, and Mary. It's the Seekers on Music Radio. It's 10:32. Mr. 70s, you, me, and the songs you grew up with. Here's the late, great Dan Fogelberg.
Well, there's too many windows in this old hotel.
Music Radio, Totally 70s. It was a time when AM and FM radio were still playing great songs. Yep, believe it or not, AM was still playing music back in the day when Dan Fogelberg was all over the AM and FM dial with Heart Hotels on Music Radio, Totally 70s. This is America's number one choice. It's 10:36 along with Mr. 70s. And, well, Jim Ferris isn't feeling very well. And tonight, Jim K., the Big Tuna, was going to jump on a little bit later on and do the Gold Rush, but he just sent me a message saying he is very tired tonight. Yes, the tuna, the big fish, needs some sleep. So I'm going to hang out with you for a little while longer. We got some tunes for you. And not only that, we've got your requests and your dedications too. And if you're in the New York, New Jersey area, we've got your weather forecast too. They're saying cloudy for the overnight, a low near 66 tomorrow. The sun's going to come out. Going to be another scorching day here in New York town with a high around 88 tomorrow night. Clear skies, a low near 65. And the outlook for Monday, clouds move in, but it's still going to be quite hot and humid with highs around 91. 73 degrees in New York right now at Totally 70s. Somebody out there wanted to hear Question Mark and the Mysterians. I think I found it.
The 70s sound, we're totally 70s. With the best music commercial free.
Music Radio, totally 70s. That's Garland Jeffries. Yep, 1981. It was kind of popular on the rock and roll radio stations, but as I said, if you blinked, you definitely missed it. It's 15 before 11 o'clock, right here on 70s. Mr. 70s in for the not-so-feeling-good Jim Ferris. He's got the night off, but we got the music for you, and we got more of it, so stick around. One of your favorite songs is coming up in moments on 70s. Here's Alan Parsons.